Hey everybody, welcome to our recap of week 7 already, June the 12th, Men's League. Wow. Wow, it was a good day for scoring yesterday, and we had one player, Samuel Watts, tie the low net. He used a gross 37 with his 9 handicap to shoot a low net of 28, which tied the low net of the season. Hey, Sam, yeah, your handicap just went down 3 points, so don't expect that every week. That 9, it won't happen. I think next week is 6. But congratulations on a fine round, Samuel. Um, Jason Inman had used 3 birdies to shoot a 2 under 33 yesterday. That was our low gross. Not a lot of low gross score. I mean, there was a 34, I think, and a whole bunch of 35s and 36s. But congratulations, Jason. 49 players, 49 had 20 or more points, and 19 teams had 40 or better points, and we had one perfect team. Ray Jones' team had a perfect score of 44. Congratulations to them. Um, Gary Dorkin in fantasy golf just happened to almost had a perfect score. A perfect score in fantasy golf is 66 points. That means the top 3 players that you picked each got 22 points. He had 65. He had Jeff Hall, Luke Presso, each had 22 points, and David Abu just came up short with 21. But congratulations, you won a $25 prize. I got a rant about fantasy after. Um, Chris Kelly, every year, Chris Kelly hits. I don't know how he does this. He picks different players, but he's always a leader. He's won this thing a few times, and he's in the lead again. He's got a 3 point lead on the pack already. My goodness, Chris, how do you do that? Um, in skins, whoa, Jason Prue. A skin, like there's so many birdies in A. I mean, David Denny's got 13, league leading 13 birdies. You got Jared Coyle, you got Aiden Coyle, all birdieing everything all over the place. Jaden Prue gets a birdie on 4 yesterday in A. And it's the only one. Jaden is now $220 richer. Congratulations, Jaden. Good for you. In the B skins, we had 2 winners, each pocketing $100, Derek Allen and Scott Baxter. Also this week, Neil Card and I did a video on a couple of matches that have taken place last couple of weeks. I do have an announcement to make on the 2-man match play. And that is that in 2-man match play, I'm extending it 1 week. We've had a host of bad weather and no carts this weekend. I mean, it's some of the older guys can't get around. They need a cart. So I'm extending it by a week. So June 28th is now the date for 2-man, but please get them in. There's a lot of things going on, intersectionals, everything else now is in play. So yeah, we need to do that. Okay, another announcement. We have Wild Card Wednesday next week. Now, I explained it last week. I'll just recap it again. The scores you get next week count for next week, and they also count for August 21st. Now, you don't win 2 prizes. If you win one next week, you're not winning one for August 21st. But your points will that you get on tomorrow will be moved over to the 21st as well. So that's Wild Card Wednesday. August 21st, of course, is the week that the mid-amateur will be here, and we will not be playing Men's League. We're in the second week of the NGL, National Golf League. Next week's the 3rd week. At the end of the 6 weeks, I'm going to run a couple of things. I'm going to do making a special Wednesday on, my goodness, it is going to be on July 17th. July 17th, everybody will be playing from the green tees, and we're going to call that Green Wednesday. And we're also going to do another Green Wednesday on August the 14th. We're going to do a couple this year. I want you to play the course. Some of the older guys want the same feeling you 300-yard hitters have of being able to hit some greens and hit every green in regulation. And so we're going to try this, just see how it works out. I'm not changing the slope rating and course rating. It's too difficult. I don't think I can do it easily. I'll try so that the handicaps will be reflected a little bit better. I'll do my best. Say that. But Green Wednesday. So 2 days, it'll be a lot of fun, and let's give it a try. That leads to me to another proposal. There's a saying in the Montreal locker room: through failing hands we pass the torch. A lot of us are getting older and our hands are failing. Mine are killing me with the arthritis. We can't hit the ball as far as we could in the past. And there are a lot of us in the 66 and over category, 72 of us. And it's quite evident that, except for a few long hitters like Jim Delahunty, Will Loudon, a few more guys, it's very hard for us to play this game the way we'd like to play it. We'd like to be able to get on every green and have a birdie putt like everybody else. So I'm making a proposal, and at this point it's just in the discussion stage with you. I want you to discuss, especially the older fellas, to discuss it. I'm looking at the C division right now, which is the older division, and I'm looking at making it a separate division that would play from the greens. There are implications to that, and I'll go over those implications, okay, to that process. But if next year we have one division that will just play the greens, there, as I said, with some implications as to the overall points total and skins. There's implications there. Team play. There's implications there. So those are the major ones, and I'll go over that after we play our second green round. I'm going to put out a survey and just get your feedback on that. There is another way. I'm looking at two eligibility requirements for this league. One is that you're 66 years of age or over. You can join it. You can opt out of it too. If you don't want to play in it, you want to play with the more, the mid amateur or the intermediate groups, certainly. The other thing I'm looking at for eligibility is a handicap eligibility. In other words, if the average handicap of the C group is, let's say, 12, I don't know what it is, but let's say it's 12, and your handicap is 14 or 15, and you're not of that age, then I would propose that you should be eligible for that group as well. So I'm just proposing that proposal. At this point, I'd need you to discuss it, think about it. You guys are a lot smarter than I am. You're going to come up with all sorts of things that I should be thinking of. And yeah, I'd like to know. And you might say, hey, John, I don't want that. I'll play from the whites, but I have a feeling a lot of you want to play from the green tees. I know I do. I want to be able to hit number 5 and 2 every once in a while. I want to be able to hit number 4 and 2. I want to be able to hit number 9 and 2. I mean, it's that hard for us. So yeah. Give it a go, and if it's a no-go, it's a no-go. But I certainly won't make any moves without input from the men's league community, and that would be for next year. Okay, I want to talk about switching times. Okay, so a lot of you, now I've told you this before, I take your times from Tuesday. Okay, so I see a person's name on the tee sheets at 6:33. That person then plays at 2:30. Okay, and he puts his name on the scorecard. Now I've got 2. So you might get an email from me saying, I don't have your score. Well, I do have your score because you put it in earlier. But on my sheet, my tee sheet, which is static, it doesn't change after Tuesday at 4 o'clock. I still think you played at 6:30 and there's no score there. So don't worry about it. You might get the email. Just fire one back. John, I played earlier in the day and my score should be in, and I'll check it. Okay. The other thing that happens once in a while, I miss a name. Let's say you signed up at early in the morning and I didn't get it, or maybe you signed up during the satellite league, because you can sign up for the satellite in those times if you've got if there's an open spot 24 hours before, just like anybody in men's league can do the same for men's league. And I may miss your time, I may miss your score. So what happens if you don't have a scorecard? Go to the ones at the end, like 7:18, 7:09, 7 o'clock. If there's no names in those scorecards, put your name in and use that. That'll be fine. Okay. The other issue we're coming into, and it's happening a lot, is I've asked people in the same group to have one person keep the score for everybody. It really complicates things when I'll do the score at home, or I'll do it and you can do it here. And no, the problem is when they check that box at the bottom, any other scores that go in after that, I won't get. So I get the email, oh, I didn't get my scores. Why not? Well, because the scores were entered after that checkbox is checked. That's it. That means the scorecard's done. So we have to have a way of closing the scorecard, because a lot of times I have 4 people on the scorecard, but maybe only 2 show up. So when that thing is checked, it's saying, yeah, this is complete. The other 2 guys didn't come. So please, try and do it all at once, or arrange with, if you can't, for some reason, if you can't do that, just make sure that the last person that uses a scorecard checks the box, not the first person. Okay. Yeah. Last week I had a rant, and I said I'd be calling these guys out because we had no Eagles. And guess what? We not only didn't get an Eagle this week, we didn't have anybody with an Eagle putt. I checked Jaden Prue. I checked Elliot Riddell. I checked Aiden Coyle. I checked Jared Coyle. I checked Skylar O'Donnell. I checked all these guys, even the guys who got birdies. I checked to make sure, was it a birdie with a 2 putt? Saying that you're on in 2 and you had an eagle putt. Nobody, not one on number 5 had an eagle putt. Guys, you got to do better. You got to do better. I had to adjust 1 score this week to a 0 handicap. In the past, I used to have to adjust 5 or 6. Guys I just mentioned, you know who you are. Okay. Elliot Riddell, you're on my fantasy team. I picked you. You got new clubs. I need a better score. And speaking of my fantasy team, not only aren't they doing anything, I get informed by one of them, Mr. Angelo Buffoni, our marshal, who thank you, Angelo, for marshaling, by the way. He volunteers his time, marshals for us, comes and sees me on the first hole, and he says, yeah, John, you won't have to worry about me on your fantasy team. I'm going to be gone for a month and a half because I've got a knee surgery. Oh, thanks a lot, Angelo. You could have told me that earlier, right? So I lost a fantasy player. I am never going to win my divot repair tool. Not this year. Bad luck again. Yeah. If I didn't have any luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. Anyway, that's my rant for this week. Until next week, play well, everybody.